What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another portfolio update. Yeah, sorry I've missed a couple of weeks, but we're back, ready to go. So yes, the account has changed quite substantially since the last update. I haven't really put any new money in. It's just that Tesla's had a nice recovery. We see the Nasdaq we're up 1.78% on the week. Over the last month, we're pretty much flat. We had a massive dip, which is where the last portfolio update was, and then since we've had a recovery, and yes, Tesla has followed suit. One of my stocks that isn't doing too well now, I was up like 30%. We're down 27% over the past month. So I'm now just break even on Iren. Looking to hold. If I had more allowance left, I would be buying more. But there are other stocks that I do want to continue to add to my position. One stock that has done well over the past month, up 6%. It's up more over the past 3 months, up 44.4%. So now I am in the green quite a little bit. I have averaged up as well. So yeah, now we're at 38 shares, up 5.08%. One position which I haven't changed, which I haven't added to, just because it has ran so much since I bought. We're up 65.97% in it. Now I'd have loved to have buy more when I did initially buy and below 200. If we get back to below 200, I will continue to add to Nebius because, yeah, it's a great company. But yeah, one stock that has had a lovely recovery over the past week, up 9.8% on the month. We're still down slightly, down 3.85% on the month, pretty much flat. And then over the past 3 months, we're up 12.71%. But it really is the last week we've had a nice recovery. And yeah, because I added more Tesla shares, got up to the nice round 500, under the 400 mark. If we go to the history of Tesla, where I was buying, so my most recent purchases were at 383, and then 396. I did buy 422. So some of my recent buys are down. I bought 33 shares at 361. So yes, a lot of my recent buys I'm now up. So now I'm up 50.32%, which is quite nice. I think Tesla, it's really dependent. The latest run up, obviously, no one knows why the stock has moved. You can only make guesses because it's all based off buying and selling activity. But estimates for vehicle deliveries have massively gone up. They were sitting around. Wall Street was estimating between 400 and 6,000, and now the prediction markets are now saying 480. So yeah, that is a massive difference. So that could lead to a massive beat in earnings. But obviously, free cash flow, they're still going to be massively negative, probably by about 5 billion. I reckon they're going to be cash flow negative this quarter. If it's less than that, that's good. It means that they're spending capital more efficiently. But yeah, it's going to be at least minus 2 billion in free cash flow. So it'll be dependent on what the earnings are like. I'm hoping they give a bit more information to do with FSD subscribers, how that's growing, because I think that's, even if you don't look at Robotaxi and Optimus, the active monthly FSD subscribers, that in itself, is a massive revenue driver and profit driver for Tesla. And I think just that, the future growth potential on that. Same with SpaceX and Starlink, how a lot of SpaceX's valuation is dependent on the future growth and future customers of Starlink. I think a lot of what's priced into Tesla is, all of the Tesla vehicles and all of the Tesla customers. Once FSD is, widely pushed, even if there's no robotaxi whatsoever, just people paying, for the FSD subscription, that is where, what the stock is priced in. So yes, I still believe there's tremendous upside. Obviously not financial advice. I can just show you what I'm doing, and what I'm doing is, yeah, betting very heavily on Tesla. As you guys can see, I have 500 shares of Tesla. If you go into my account value is now sitting at £165,000. Yeah, I believe when we did the last update, it was sitting around 150,000. Yeah, 152. That was when my last update was. We did go below that, 149. But yeah, because Tesla's massively skyrocketed, we've now seen that go back. I've not quite an all-time high. I think if we look on the 3-month, all-time high 169, yeah, 168. So I do briefly remember going over 170, but yeah, that still looking to hit the £200,000 mark by the end of the year, which I think is massively doable. Only 35,000 off, and bearing in mind 3,000 of that will just come from me putting in more money. So not all of my stocks are green now. 500 shares of Tesla up 50.23%. Iren is now flat. That was up 30%, and Robinhood was my my red position, but now it's almost flipped. So Iren is now green. Iren is now red. Robinhood is now green. Robinhood has been the one I've been adding to. Maybe I need to stop adding to Robinhood, add to Iren now. It's had a massive pullback. And Nebius, it's continued just to momentum trade. And Nebius is still a great company, but a lot of it, there's been a lot of momentum buying, and there is a valuation risk if the revenue doesn't continue to increase. We've seen that with Palantir, where Palantir has traded. I know it's had a nice recovery over the past week from the low of 107. I was looking at buying Palantir at that price, but yeah, if you look at Palantir, it's down 8% on the year because we had a massive, contraction in valuation. PE was at like 600. Now I think it's at like forward PE is at like 80. So Palantir's continued to grow. Big expectations, but the stock's down, and I think we could see something similar to that of Nebius, unless they massively beat on their earnings, which they could still do. So I'm not selling, but I'm a bit wary to continue to add, because especially when you have CoreWeave, which is down 37%, which is in the same industry. I know it's it has a lot of debt, and the market's not pricing it the same multiples as Nebius, just because Nebius does have a good software stack on the AI cloud computing. But yeah, so if we go into asset allocation, that has changed. Tesla did go below 95% of my asset allocation, but because it ran and then Iren fell, it's now jumped back over 95% of my assets. So yeah, I'm done buying Tesla for now. If it goes to like 350, below 350, those are prices which I think are too good not to buy, in my opinion. Obviously not financial advice. Iren, you're looking to buy more. That position used to be nearly £5,000 when it was at all-time highs. I'm a bit annoyed I didn't sell there, but obviously you can never time the market. Just buy, hold into great companies. I'm looking to get Robinhood to 500 shares, and then with the remaining capital, potentially Palantir if we pull back closer to 100, and then maybe Iren if it continues to fall. So yeah, that's my plan for now. Not long left. I've only got $3,000 remaining. I could put completely wipe that, put another $3,000 in. But I have set aside $3,000 just for costs, of completing with my house. That is moving forward. That should be done in the next 2 months. There's a bit of a hiccup with getting a mortgage, got that sorted. Bit of hiccup with deposit. Are they going to accept it? Just because it wasn't in cash yet, it was all still sitting in investments. So got that all sorted. By the way, guys, I won't be selling a single share in my stocks and shares ISA for my house deposit. That is coming from another avenue. So yeah, because the opportunity cost of selling is way higher than whatever. I'm also, I would have liked to have had only put a 10% deposit for my house. Just because, the opportunity cost, because I think I got my mortgage for 4.4%, which isn't too bad considering the current climate of mortgages. People think interest rates are going up. I personally don't. I think the Bank of England is going to be, maybe not at the next Bank of England meeting, but this year I think we'll see probably go down to 3.5% from 3.75%. I don't know which meeting they do it. I think we'll end the year at 3.5%. So that's why I've chosen to go for a tracker. So I'm just fixed at a certain threshold above the Bank of England base rate. Yeah, unfortunately, I did try and get the 10% deposit, but they didn't like some of my earnings. Didn't classify it as full pay. They took it as a percentage of it. Without going, that's kind of have to explain it without going into too much detail. But yeah, so I've had to do a 15% deposit. So it's not the end of the world. That it did also mean that I'm getting a lower interest rate. So it actually works out where my monthly payments, I'm effectively getting a 10% return on the extra deposit money I put in, which I didn't think was too bad. So it's all worked out pretty well. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.